Okay, I'm live everywhere now. Sweet. And what we have here is chocolate. This is the low glycemic one, so I have to eat some of this first because it's mesquite sweetened, and the rest are really sweet. And this tastes really good. But it won't taste nearly good if I eat a sweet one first. We're gonna do kale in a second. We had some technical difficulties, everybody. Google Plus wasn't working right. I'm gonna start also with some Rishi spore oil. If you do a dropper full of this every day, I'm gonna put this at cost probably next month at some time for like a week. It does something. There's so many actives in here that it boosts the immune system like crazy. Not only the immune system, but it boosts every aspect of the human body, even the healing aspects, I believe. There's something really special about this. You can feel it. Okay, so now the Berkeley bars, which are on our website at cost right now. Let's try one of these. If you like Snickers bars, you're gonna love this. Oh man. That is so good. Raw Snickers bars is the Berkeley bar. And then we got my favorite, which is spirulina in the middle. All right, so we're having a big party here tonight. Starting with Rishi spore oil and chocolate. The last time I did chocolate was last week's hangout. I don't do it often. But this is so darn good. The spirulina in the middle is just like crazy. And then we got this brownie from the Raw Food World Retreat Chef. Yeah. Oh man. All right. And then we got double chocolate. All right, that's good. So what we're gonna do, boost it up like totally now. I didn't have dinner yet, so I'm gonna make a kale salad that I've been making all the time. I'm sorry, everybody, Google Hangout wasn't working properly. It was sticking at 99% to get ready, and it wasn't starting. You guys. Okay. So what we have here, the best kale to make kale chips and Dino kale, and kale chips and a kale salad is Dino kale. What we're doing tonight is a food demo. We are going to make kale chips like you've never seen before. In the past, when we made kale chips, most people make kale chips, what comes out is like flaky pieces, kind of like Crystal makes them, and like the sauce doesn't really stick to it much, and it's just kind of like this, it's like eating kale straight. It's kind of like whatever. Anyways, the way that we're gonna make kale chips tonight is a whole nother level. I went to Blessing's Kale Chip Factory many years ago, and Blessing's Kale Chips are the best kale chips on the planet. Out of the raw foods movement. She was the first one that created them, and she's always done it since then, and it's just the best. And so she showed me her secrets. And what I'm gonna do today is show you her secrets. and how to do kale chips. Blessings from alive and radiant foods. Those are the ones we always have on our website and we offer at cost. But first, I'm going to show you how to make an awesome kale salad. What you do is you get kale and you destem it, and then you take a food processor like this, and another bite of a Berkeley bar, which is at cost right now. Put it in like this, and you gotta put an Escalade in, ironically. It's like a Snickers bar. And we're gonna put all this in, and then you pulse it. So you don't have to cut the kale, you just kind of like, right now we're making the kale salad that I always make. I'm going in the steam room later with some friends. And what we do is we take the kale, you can pulse it a little more. There's actually a good amount of it. And we're gonna put the kale in here. You could do a bigger salad if you want. I probably wouldn't normally do bigger salad. And then one of the key ingredients is dulse. It's seaweed right here. I already have it cut up before the hangout. I'm just gonna put a lot in there. Seaweed, guys, is like critical on a healthy diet. In Japan, where they eat more seaweed, their longevity and their disease rates are lower because they don't have as many mineral deficiencies. Here in the US, our soils are depleted and seaweed is critical. And also the Quinti Central is another incredible mineral supplement that I'm always talking about. Let's just pour the whole thing in there. So what we have here is kale and dulse, the main ingredients. And then every day they do this for me. They go get wild greens like purslane and stuff like that from the gardens. And they cut it up for me, and I usually just throw it in my salad. And there's some wild cilantro in here and stuff like that. So we'll throw that in there just to get the nutrients. Purslane is high in omega fatty acids. So here we go. I know you guys are curious, like now that I've eaten all the sweet stuff, let's go back to mesquite and see if it tastes as good or not. Excuse. No, it's interesting. I was kind of sugared out from this. And this actually made me feel better. The mesquite one, low glycemic. Anyways, every once in a while, indulging is good. Okay. I think I should put more kale in here, but we're good. The next thing we need is an avocado. $0.33 here in Ecuador, this wonderful avocado. And we're flying. What we're gonna do is just kind of like get this in there, all the avocado. You wouldn't believe what happened today. There was a tarantula, which isn't very common here in our steam room. Don't worry. Anyways, someone dared me to pick it up. I'm putting the video out tomorrow, so check me out on Instagram and Facebook if you want to see this bad boy. I already put it up, but then I realized I had more than one shot of it, so I'm going to edit it all together. Since I've been working out, I'm going to even do more than one avocado. That really bulks you up, avocado. think we need, now, if I wasn't on the Hangout, I would put more kale in here because I can eat it. However, I'm going to be talking a lot and I get annoyed while I'm eating, while I'm doing a video, and I'd be like, it's got to be faster than sooner. Okay, so this is the mainstay of what you want to put in here. And you put some lemon juice. I just personally don't do it. It takes it to another taste level. So we have cut up kale, avocado, and dulse. That's like the main thing you need. If you want to take it to another level of taste, you could take like something like onions. I was reading the questions here. Let's read. Where'd they go? Do you have updates on availability of sativa? It's illegal. Okay. Someone's asking me to share salad dressings, and someone's asking me about selenium. Where do you get it besides the Brazil nuts? Onions and spinach have small amounts of selenium. It is a trace mineral, so you don't need a lot of it, selenium. But if you really want to load up on selenium, wheatgrass juice. There you go, wheatgrass juice. That is loaded with selenium. So next time you're at a place where they're doing that type of thing, boom. Other things that we could put in here are olives. Bing, 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 bing. All right, here we go. These are the Raw Food World olives, the ones without herbs, or it's just the plain ones. They're really fresh and amazing. They're particularly soft. And I just put them right in there. You don't need to do this type of stuff. These are just really bitter and tasteful. You know, in a raw food diet, you don't get that many crazy tastes. So this is like a crazy taste. Like everything's kind of like, I mean, it's not bland, the raw food diet, if you do like gourmet and stuff. And when you've adapted over doing this for 20 years, it's just bland to people who don't know what it's like. Anyways. So it's bland to someone who eats like sugar and things like that, refined sugar, processed starches. So you can just add stuff like that. Okay, so the next secret is you take all of this and you just mush it. Boing, 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 like that. And it's almost like a guacamole type thing. You can put sea clear in here if you want. And you could do this with regular lettuce too. I used to do this all the time. So we have that right now. And then what we do is we take tomatoes. We're doing kale chips after this kale salad, by the way. I'll probably eat and answer some questions first. We're gonna just pour these tomatoes in. And then instead of squishing it like I just was, we don't wanna squish the tomatoes to death, so we're just gonna kind of like mix it in with our hands. And then, ta-da! It's like a total kale salad. And someone was asking me about salad dressings that are good. If you just take lettuce or kale or other vegetables, you put dulse in, that's the salty aspect. You take avocado and you mush that, and then you put the tomatoes in, which is kind of the liquidy aspect. And then if you have onions in here, it's like a salad dressing. This isn't dry. You see what I'm saying? And you can do this with lettuce too. Me personally, when I first went on this raw food diet, it was more important to me to eat a lot and fill up my stomach. It actually still is. Versus, it's like bulk was more important than taste or adding, you know, having appetizer than this and that. I'd rather just like eat as much of this as I can until I can't go anymore. So, don't want to eat off my fingers, or, you know, some people get. So what we're gonna do is wash my hands. this is the kale salad. And I'm going to give you the secrets to kale chips in a second. And I always eat with chopsticks for some reason. It kind of makes you eat slower in some level, kind of, sort of. So I've been eating this kale salad every night for like a couple weeks. Now, kale is a cruciferous vegetable, which is very beneficial for the liver, cleansing the liver. It helps cleanse the liver of estrogen. It helps cleanse the liver of pesticides and GMOs. What happens is, so good. We're actually going with a food processor. No food processor needed for the kale chips. So I'll move this out of the way. Okay, so most chemicals, pesticides, GMO chemicals, things like this, they're fat soluble. So what they do is they end up in our fat tissue, and they're in like a fatty lipid. And what happens is sometimes their lifespan is 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And that's when it starts to detox. And what the liver does, it's amazing, it creates enzymes, and it actually takes these fat-soluble chemicals that are extremely harmful to the body, and what it does is it breaks it down into a harmless, water-soluble matter, and then it's taken out of the human body. The issue is that in today's day and age, with all these GMO chemicals and pesticides and pollution, we have an overload of it. And this is what's happening. So during this process of the liver providing this enzyme, converting the fat soluble into a harmless water-soluble product, it happens in two phases in the liver. There's a phase 1 and a phase 2. And what happens is, if there's too much for the liver to handle at one time, with all these pesticides and GMO and all these other things, the phase 1 happens very quickly. But phase 2 sometimes can't keep up with phase 1. So therefore, these excess chemicals spill over, can go into the breast tissue, the uterus, and other areas in the body, which is actually very toxic. You get sick from that. The cool thing about things like kale and other cruciferous vegetables, I know people are scared about it because they think it stops iodine absorption. But for example, there's iodine in the seaweed. One of the reasons why Japanese live so long, which is extremely beneficial. So what happens is the cruciferous vegetables contains components to where it will slow down phase 1 and speed up phase 2 of this detoxification of chemicals in the human body, from fat soluble to water soluble. So, and kale cleans out the liver very nicely. It will take out excess estrogen and stuff like that. The thing is though, if you do this, like, and you haven't done cruciferous vegetables in a while, like me, when I did it 2 weeks ago or a week ago for the first time, and I haven't done it in a long time, I used to eat this kale salad all the time. Maybe this is a little bit too much information. Hopefully none of you else are eating, but it went like right through me, like right through. Anyways, on top of that, due to the cleansing aspects that it does to the liver and things like that, you might have excess gas for weeks of doing kale or cruciferous vegetables, but it's very beneficial to the human body. So that's my spiel on this kale salad. And if you put onion in, it's high in sulfur. If you're not used to that, same thing. Okay. How come on Facebook? Oh, there's a question. Okay. Okay. Hey, everybody. Okay. Someone says, I have diabetes. What can I do? We just had someone 2 retreats ago who had type 2 diabetes, and we're about to make kale chips, everybody. I just made a kale salad for everybody. Here it is. I'm eating it a bit. He healed from he had diabetes so bad to where his he ended up with peripheral neuropathy. And he healed his diabetes, his blood sugars, in 1.5 weeks by going on this raw food retreat and doing 100% raw. You don't need to be 100% raw in order to heal. But if you're listening to mainstream, if you go to the Diabetes Association website, they just tell you portion control. Refined sugars, processed starches, everything's okay. The key is to lower insulin, which is the cause of all of this issue. Insulin resistance usually turns into diabetes. That's because there's too much insulin in the bloodstream. Because we're continually eating sugar and processed carbs like bread, pasta, things like this. So we've got to eliminate refined sugars and processed starches, and then our insulin balances out. Eat more healthy fats. If you don't want to do raw, there's avocados, olive nuts, and seeds, nut butters. If you're not on a raw food diet, you can do things like eggs. You can eat more protein too. But you eliminate the refined sugars and processed starches, and then bam, very quickly, your insulin levels stabilize, and then diabetes is out the door. Diabetes doesn't just happen overnight. It builds up. First, you get insulin resistance to where you have insulin resistance. Your body your body said, we've had enough. The cells just like become insulin resistant. They downgrade the receptors because they're like, you're just killing yourself here, so we're not going to let you do this anymore. And so what happens is you continue to eat the refined sugar and processed starches. The insulin is not working, and it's not helping uptake the glucose or anything like this. So then the pancreas get a message back saying that it's not working. So then the pancreas sends 7 times more insulin within the bloodstream, but your receptors aren't working. So you're deficient, and you have too much insulin in your body at the same time. So the key is to eliminate refined sugars and processed starches, and then everything balances out. And that's carbs, bread, things like this. We've got to eliminate processed foods, and I've seen it happen over and over again. So, Douglas said, I put mayo on everything. Sorry, I'm hooked. Dude, you don't have to apologize to me. I have friends that are extremely healthy that eat mayonnaise and all sorts of other things. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make a kale kale chips. And what we have here, this is the best kale chips on the planet. Like the best. Hi, Matt, can you make extra and have it for the next day? If so, how many days can you make it in advance? Kale chips you could do for however long, but usually probably just 1 day. But generally, I just like fresh stuff. Anyways, Rishi spore oil, chocolate, and kale salad. Okay, so this is like a crazy amount of kale right here. Straight from our gardens, right outside my house. They've all been destemmed. That's the first step. And there's one secret that I'm going to teach you after we make the sauce that takes the kale chips to the next level. Maybe I shouldn't be eating while doing these hangouts. But anyways, this secret that I'm going to share with you in probably 10 to 15 minutes after we get everything ready is what blessings from Alive and Radiant Foods taught me. And it's the key to make kale chips not flaky and thin and, you know, like Crystal's kale chips. That's how she does them. And they like, the sauce doesn't even stick. It's like you got there all these spices in there to make it good or something. I don't know what she's doing. But anyways, these kale chips are out of control. Out of control. By the way, we have a couple cancellations for the March retreat. They're coming to June instead. And there's space if you're interested in coming. That's less than it's about a month away. March 18th or something. What's the cost of living here in Ecuador? I was just asked. This is from the garden. An avocado like this is 33 cents. But the thing is, a chocolate truffle from our raw food world chef Carl is $1. But when you start going beyond raw food, the price starts to go up. Like when you start buying Cheerios or Fruit Loops, or because that's stuff's imported. But the produce is amazing. Okay. Oh man. Chocolate to kale to everything else. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is make the sauce. And what we're gonna make today is cheesy kale chips. Let me get the blender. Here we go. If you guys ask shorter questions, I'm more likely to answer it. Because I'm in the process of doing things. Okay. Is this on? So what we have here, this is in Spanish. Pimienta, 6 medida cada jarra, of each jar, of bell peppers. Use Google research. I'm guessing this is 3 cups, or 6 cups. 6 cups of bell peppers? 32 ounces, 4 cups. 4 cups of bell peppers. And what I like to do is blend this down first, just because it'll make the blending later easier. So we'll pulse this. Might as well grab another big ol' bite while I do that. Oh, yeah. And so that what we have here is bell peppers. Next, it depends if you're trying to save money. You can either do 3 cups of cashews, or if you're trying to save money, do 1.5 cups of cashews and 1.5 cups of sunflower seeds. It tastes almost exactly the same. If I had sunflower seeds here, which I was kind of sad I didn't, I'd be using that. I love the purging I get when I eat a large kale salad like that. We were just talking about purging, about eating kale salads again in a while. But I've been doing it every day now, so it stopped. But it'll go right through you, it's good for you. But it also cleans the liver like we were talking about. So, well, I'm eating pretty fast, I might get through it. What we're gonna do is take 3 cups of cashews. There we go. 3 cups of cashews. Sweet, I'm really blowing through this. I didn't think I was gonna. Okay. And then you take 1/4 cup of lemon. That's lemon. Put it in there without the 1/4 cup thing right there. Take another bite of this. I'm almost done here, guys, so won't be so rude after that. I purposefully didn't eat dinner so I could show you how to make a kale salad. Okay. And then we gotta find the salt. Depends who you're making it for. Are you trying to make it for yourself, or you want like your family to like it? So all the way up to 1 tablespoon of salt, depending on who it's for. We'll do the tablespoon. And then, darn it, cucharas, teaspoons. So then you can take nutritional yeast and do 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast. The reason why I like to add the nutritional yeast is not necessarily, ooh, I'm gonna add this to my salad too. Nutritional yeast is loaded with natural B vitamins. And B vitamins are critical for many things. I'm actually gonna be talking about that next week. So I'll hold off on it. But I wanna get this nourishment in there, the B vitamins for everybody. It helps with cortisol levels, helps release stress. When you're deficient in B vitamins, we're gonna talk about this next week, it can cause all sorts of havoc. And nutritional yeast is one of the best ways to get the B vitamins. This is the natural occurring B vitamins. If you get like Bragg's or Hoosier Farms or Now Foods nutritional yeast, they fortify it with synthetic B vitamins. This is natural occurring and the best. And now what I have right here, I'm gonna get all these B vitamins from my salad and it makes it taste cheesy. And it tastes amazing. You just put the nutritional yeast right on top of your salad. And it's so good for you. And it's almost like, are you, this is so, you're allowed to eat this, it's so good. It's amazing. Another recipe is just a diced avocado, take salt and nutritional yeast like this, and eat it. I'm about done. Okay, so then, you're about to be given the secret blessings from Alive and Radiant Foods. I'm not taking credit. See? It's mine. Secret on how to take kale chips to the next level. It's going to probably freak you out that you just didn't do this extra 10-minute task to take this to the next level, because it's amazing. Or you'll just end up with kale chips like Crystal has all the time. I'm gonna load it up with like all sorts of stuff. Eva is back. She heard controversy on cashews. They're not to be truly raw. The ones that we have are hand peeled, excuse me. And so they are truly raw. It depends how it's processed. Some cashews are, to get the cashew out of the thing, is you've got to heat it, and it's like way faster. That's why our cashews taste good. So good. You'll never find cashews that taste as good as ours on our website. Anyways. What company does nutritional yeast come from again? We have our own. It is unfortified, natural occurring. Our nutritional yeast is not bright yellow with fortified vitamins. I wish I had a Bragg's one here. I have one coming so I could show people the difference on video. By the way, I'm starting to like pick everything up again. I'm on Instagram. I'm doing my story and regular Instagram. Facebook, I'm gonna start doing YouTube videos again. I'm going full force again, especially when the retreat starts, because I'm just doing some stuff. But look at that. It's like a completely, it's not bright yellow. When people take this nutritional yeast, they kind of get stuck on it forever because it's natural occurring. There's no synthetic vitamins. It's just pure nutritional yeast. Bragg's, Hoosier Farms, Now Foods. They fortify it with B12 and a bunch of B vitamins, and it becomes bright yellow and riboflavin. So then your pea might be yellow, more yellow if you take theirs. But this is just like straight nutritional yeast. So if you're just tuning in, at the beginning, I souped up on Rishi spore oil, a whole entire dropper full. There's so many actives in here, it boosts the entire system like you would not believe. I could feel it. Some guy who took a stick in this, it says it was regenerating his gums faster. And then I was doing a chocolate test. Did I finish the Berkeley bar? I guess so. Oh no, here's the last of the Berkeley bar. Anyways, this is one with spirulina in the middle. Oh no, here's the Berkeley bar, which is at cost. It's like a raw Snickers bar at therawfoodworld.com. They're available. Anyways, it's like a raw Snickers bar. Look at that. These are at cost, meaning we have our at cost specials, 30 to 37% off. You just go to the Raw Food World and hit the at cost specials, the top category at the left. Anyways, so I got souped up first, and then I made a kale salad. I taught everyone how to make a basic kale salad. This will be on Facebook and YouTube, so you can learn how to do that later. And now we're in the process of making kale chips. And now, it's good that you're on now, because I'm about to reveal the secret to making the best kale chips in the world. I went to Blessing's Kale Chip Factory many years ago. She's the only one who has the best tasting, dense kale chips on the planet. We've done many specials on them. Her cheesy ones are amazing. Her Southwestern ranch ones are amazing. She taught me the secret that she does to make them so good. And I'm about to teach you the special secret after we blend this. It's the next step. So we're gonna blend this. I finished that entire kale salad. I scarfed it during this hangout. Anyways, here we go. So, last couple bites. I got this awesome nutritional yeast, loaded in B vitamins, and here we go. So what we have in here is 4 cups of bell peppers, 3 cups of cashews. If you want to save money, do 1.5 cup of cashews and 1.5 cup of sunflower seeds. The result is the same. A spoon of salt if you're trying to impress people, like family members or people that eat processed food. And you put 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. It's not needed, but it's really the nourishment that you get from this, the B vitamins, and there's zinc in here too. Zinc is very hard for people to get. Anyways, so this is just a very good nutritional thing, and it tastes like cheese. It's amazing. And I put a 1/4 cup of lemon juice in here, and now we're about to blend it. I think I remember the brownie tasting really good. Let's see. I can't remember from 15 years ago. Oh yeah. And the double chocolate was really good. Anyways, chocolate, raw chocolate. Rick, this is a Blendtec blender. It's an old one. I'm using the bigger jug, the 4-quart orange blade one. Just savoring the chocolate. Here we go. Seconds. 30 more seconds. Berkeley bar. That's like a Snickers bar. I'm gonna be flying. What brownies are those? Eva. This brownie food world chef here at the retreat. He made it for us in town. He makes them, and you just got me to eat more. I'm done with the chocolate, but we don't carry these. They're made in Ecuador. Maybe he'll get me maybe he could do a recipe. Maybe I could get him on the hangout. His specialty is the sweets. Okay, we've had enough chocolate now. Let's look at what we ate for chocolate. I ate an entire Berkeley bar, which is at cost on our website right now. It's like a Snickers bar. At cost means is Daniel, the owner of Curacao Confections, I contact him saying, hey, we're doing our at cost specials every month. We offer it for 30 days. We normally, the markup in the industry is generally 30%. And I say, we want to offer your product at cost. When we do at cost specials, we sell a lot. So I say, we'll do so much more volume. I negotiate with him and say, hey, can you give us an extra 30 to 40% off the wholesale so we can offer it at cost? And since we buy a few hundred of them, he's like, yeah, sure. And we have relationships with all these vendors. This is why we have so many at cost specials every month, like 20 at cost specials. And then within a 6-month period, all the key foods and supplements and all these things go through the at cost special. So every 6 months, you can get everything that the body needs in terms of food, like all the nuts and seeds. Next month, we're having a nut extravaganza. We're gonna have cashews, almonds, and hazelnuts, which we haven't done in a very long time, hazelnuts. And other things. And also, our B12 patches, we just did a promo on this, are at cost right now. We just got in our new and improved B12 patches. I just got some overnighted to me. I got one of the 6-packs, and all the people, my friends on the land here, stripped me of them all. And all I have left is 5 patches. So anyways, the #1 selling product on our website, and then we're gonna go into this secret right here on how to make the best kale chips on the planet that I learned from Blessings from Live Brain Foods. These are new and improved B12 patches. They're the most popular product on our website because when a person takes it, especially if you're B12 deficient, but even if you're not, you feel it. You get an energy boost. It's just like, it feels really good. And that's one of the reasons you can actually feel it working, is why this is the most popular product on our website, our B12 patches. Anyways, we reformulated them. I was extremely excited to reformulate these things. I was giddy inside. I knew this reformulation was to be off the hook. People are always complaining about the folic acid. So what we did was we increased the amount of B12 from 1,200 micrograms to 1,600, and we removed the folic acid. And then just last night, I got these in my hand for the first time. And I put it on, like I'm gonna do right now. Let's take this one off. And not everyone feels it for some reason. You know, some people are more sensitive than the others. But it doesn't matter because you're getting an incredible dose of B12. But I would be extremely surprised that if you do not feel these new and improved ones. These are out of control. And I have like a grip load coming. They'll be here by the next retreat. They'll probably be here in probably 2 weeks. So all I have is this left. And what we're gonna do, being souped up on chocolate Rishi spore oil and stuff like this, you just put it right here on behind your ear. We have sold out of the old version of the B12 patches, so if you order either size, I feel it immediately. It's like a boom, like you will get the new version. That's all we have right now in stock. The old version is gone, and it goes directly into your bloodstream. This is the most potent, powerful B12 on the market, and the most popular product on our website because people feel it and they know it's working. And they're at cost right now because we just did a newsletter today and we launched it. If you want to be put on our newsletter list, go to therawfoodworld.com, and there's lots of places to put your email in to join our newsletter. Therawfoodworld.com, just put it in there. You'll be notified when we get new superfoods, like aguaje is something we just introduced for the first time. It has phytohormones and helps women with, menopause and things like this. But anyways, And it comes with 2 sheets free. We did that a while ago, but now the dosage is up, so you get more bang for your buck. Some people, I mean, I could literally put 2 of these on, but I don't want to waste my final 5. And I will when I get a bunch more. But some people might be like, you know, it's too much for me. You could just cut it in half. I mean, these things, love them. Love them. Anyways, here we go. So we blended this. Usually I do it like 2 times. Oh yeah. And the smell of these kale chips when they're in the dehydrator is out of control. Like out of control. Like you walk by and you're just like, what is that? Anyways, let's just blend it one more time. Okay, so someone says, I use B12 patches. I was deficient, not anymore. I use D3 patches as well. I love them. I also put our D3 patches at cost at the same time because I knew people would want them. Just go to rawfoodworld.com, hit the at cost category. Everything's D3 and vitamin B12 is at cost. You'll have to go there. If you buy 3, you get even a bigger discount. Yeah, vitamin D3 we have also. I use the B12 patches. I was no, the B12 does not give energy. That's used as a placebo. Dude, there's no way I'm going on placebo with this. This is like serious. It's many people are calling their B12 products energy products. It gives you some sort of boost, and some people don't even realize it's happening. Like I've seen people like, oh, I don't feel it, and they're kind of just like smiling. I can see them like with a kick in their step and a spark. They don't even realize that it's working for them, and it is. But if you're deficient in B12, then you're going to definitely feel it. There was this one woman who could not methylate B12 properly, and when we first came out with these B12 patches, it was 2 sisters, I think, it was her best friend, and so she bought some, brought it to her friend who couldn't methylate B12 just like she couldn't. She was bedridden. I have a video. If you were on my newsletter, you would have saw this video today. If you clicked on the link. She brought the B12 patches to her house. She can't methylate B12 properly. So she put a B12 patch on her ear. She was kind of bedridden, couldn't get out of bed. And then she was flying around the house, cleaning for the rest of the day. She was just blitzed out. And these new B12 patches are Crystal. I know Crystal has tried it. She is on here right now. She kind of helps me with everything. She's like a social media manager. What was your experience? Let us know with the B12 patches, and then I will read off what you said. Oh, this smells really good. And right now, I'm going to give you the kale chip secret. This secret that I'm about to give you, I went to Blessing's kale chip many years ago. She has the best kale chips in the world, and she let me in on the one secret that makes hers better than everyone else. Normally, kale chips end up like crystals, and they're just like this flaky thing that doesn't have sauce on it. It's like dried kale. You gotta like throw crazy amounts of spices in there just to make it even taste good. So what we're gonna do now is give you the secret on how to make the best kale chips in the world. We are done with this blender, and we're about to go to work. Let me wash my hands, because this is a big, and I gotta put my hair up for this aspect. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Right now. This is the kale chip secret. And people are always wondering, why don't my kale chips turn out good? I'm about to show you why. Why do my kale chips turn out like crystals? And I gotta throw in like 5-10 tablespoons of spices in there to make it work any way whatsoever. Well, let me show you. Can you tell that I've eaten this much chocolate? I mean, this one, it just looks like it's just finished that. Okay. a dropper full of Rishi spore oil at the beginning. All that chocolate in the B12 patch just took it to a whole new level. Nutritional yeast. Here we go. What you do is you take all these ingredients. It was 4 cups of bell peppers. We're making cheesy kale chips. 3 cups of cashews. If you want to save money, do 1/2 cup of cashews, 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds. 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Up to a tablespoon of salt. Especially if you want to impress people, you do the tablespoon, like your parents or your family. 2 teaspoons or a tablespoon of nutritional yeast to make it a little bit more cheesy, but mainly for nutritional purposes because we want to get the B vitamins are naturally occurring in here. And is that everything? Yeah, I think that's everything. And now we're going to pour it on. Bada bang, bada boom, bam. And the secret. This isn't really like a glorious secret because it takes work. Kind of like a lot of work, you know? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so while we do this, because this is going to be like a certain minute process, let's take a real quick look here at the questions. Araya loves my kale chips, Crystal says. Yeah, whatever. Everyone who tries my kale chips loves them. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's because, yeah, whatever. Here we go. Okay, how good is B12 sublingually in long-term supplements without shots? Depends. This isn't sublingual. This goes directly into the bloodstream. You put it right behind your ear. But what you can do is take B12 patches, take it sublingually, do everything you possibly can if you have B12 issues. And keep in mind, if you improve your diet, if you eliminate animal products, even if you're taking B12 patches or whatever, the vitamin levels in a vegan and especially a raw foodist is going to be lower across the board anyways, because you're not eating animal protein and these other things. And your body becomes more efficient. You require less for energy and of you know, your regeneration and stuff like that. So your levels are going to be lower, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. These levels are based off of mainstream society. So the B12 patches will handle, especially if you want to take sublingual too, that's fine, but it will handle it even though your levels will be lower. The whole entire looking at your levels is like a placebo working against you. It's like mental mayhem. People like freak out when they get their B12, when they get their blood levels tested. If everyone watching this hangout right now checked our blood levels, something would be off. And then we freak out. And then we kind of get stuck into this whole pharmaceutical game. So if you're going to do a blood test, which could be good, you've got to be like strong and be like, no, I don't have any issues. Okay, I'm not going to like freak out and say I have a disease because of this. Okay. Jackie here has been trying to make good kale chips, but she hasn't been able to. And that's what we're going to show her today to do right now. We're on that step right now. Crystal, seriously, she writes, these new B12 patches are, oh, she's talking about B12 patches. I thought she was talking about her kale chips. Seriously, these new B12 patches are super powerful. I felt it immediately upon putting it on, like me right now. In fact, one patch was almost too much. Crystal was really sensitive too. Okay. Under the tongue, B12 doesn't work well. I swear by the patches, all my blood work came back normal after wearing B12 and 6 after 1 month. Okay. Crystal says, it's okay, Matt. I know you're hashtag chocolate wasted. Dude, no, I don't normally like this, guys. I don't normally like this. I could feel the chocolate on one level, and then I feel the B12 patches on another level, and the Rishi spore on another level. It's pretty cool. It's like everything in one. I've got it all under control. Okay, sorry. I've been kind of dragging this secret out for way too long. I've lived in Ecuador for 7 years. Okay, And then we're just gonna see if there's any more questions here. So because this is the long process, I want to be able to speak about things while I'm doing this final process. I want to move there so bad. You should first come out here. You could come to one of our retreats. We just had 2 cancellations for our March retreat, which was sold out. So we have 2 rooms available. So that could be for 2 people shared, it could be for a single, or it could be for a couple. And there's other people like, they're on the fence contacting work, they're deciding if they're coming or not. But first come, first serve, put your deposit down. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this last question and then we're gonna start with the secret. Kiki, who wrote twice already because she wants me to answer this. It was just like, and how do you get enough sleep? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. So here we are now. The moment we've all been waiting for is how to make kale chips. It's the blessing secret I learned at our Kale Chip Factory. Right here, right now. Okay, so what a normal person would do. What Crystal does is she'll take her sauce and kind of just like mix it within the kale chips, right? So you mix it in the kale chips, right? And then so what you do is you make sure that all the kale chips are slathered in the sauce, right? You mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. I'm showing you the typical method on how to make kale chips that makes it like, okay, so here we go. What we did was we put the sauce in and we made sure that all the kale chips are covered in the sauce. And many people are saying, people come to me, they're like, it's almost like AA. I'm a kale chip person who puts this in the dehydrator like this, and it ends up like this, and it's not that good. It's like, yeah, I hear you. I understand your problems here. This is a psychological mess. Let me tell you, I've been hiding the secret for quite some time, and now what you're about to see, this is going to free you. This is going to take your kale chips to the next level. So what people would do is they're done. Crystal would be like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to put this on the dehydrator sheet. And there you go. Now you have your flaky, non-sauce kale chips. But what the real secret is, when you get to this point, is you gotta do, okay, first off, look at this big ball of kale chips, right? And it's kind of just like big pieces, right? So when you get to this point, what you wanna do is like squeeze it and massage it like crazy. Like it's a workout. And then what you do is you have to do this for literally like 10 minutes. This is the secret. You're about to see this consistency of kale chips change right in front of your eyes. And it's not even going in the dehydrator when it's gonna change right in front of your eyes. So what we're gonna do is, first off, I'm not hashtag chocolate wasted, is we're gonna sit here and do this for probably 5 to 10 minutes. There's this place here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, when you go to the town center, it's called the Juice Factory. And you could buy like, we sell our products there, and they make kale chips and stuff, and they end up like crystals, and they're just like these like squiggly, squaggly, crisp, not like flimsy kale chips. And I brought this to them for the first time, and they couldn't keep it on their store shelves. And they were like, how do you do that? Well, guess what? I'm showing you right now. And so here I am. We have a lot of helpers here at the Raw Food World Retreat Center. And what we do is kind of like we help the local people by putting them to work, if that makes sense. So they have jobs. And what we do is, for example, we drink a lot of coconut water here. So what they do, and there's more than one family living over here right now. they take our coconut meat. We taught them how to make spirulina mint cocoa chips. And that pretty much pays for their salaries, if that makes sense. Everything that they're doing, it's like they're working to, we don't really, it's almost like a service, if that makes sense. It's like we help the local community as much as possible. Anyways, when I was teaching them how to make kale chips like this, they were going for like the amount of time that I've gone right now. And they're like, okay, I'm about ready to put this on. Nope, keep going. You got to keep going because it takes it to a whole another level. We're probably about 25% of the way there. Remember that big thing? Now it's like this. Let's see, any more questions here while we're doing this. My hands are What kind of kale do you use? Curly kale, dinosaur kale? For the kale salad and the kale chips, for the kale salad, the best thing you can use is dinosaur kale. For the kale chips, I personally feel dino kale is the best, but the curly kale will also work. I always go with dino kale whenever possible. I soak nuts, do you? Rarely. I make nut butters and I'm in a stone grinder, and I truly feel and believe that it knocks out all the enzyme inhibitors. And I don't go too crazy about that anyways. There's clinical studies. The reason why people say that the enzyme inhibitors are so bad is because it blocks absorption, this phytic acid, certain minerals. Number one, if that's even true from one clinical study that was done, it only blocks it with that meal that you're eating at that time, if it's even the truth. But on the flip side, there were clinical studies done on this type of phytic acid, and it shows that it's good for the kidneys, it fights colon cancer, and it's a powerful antioxidant. So it's like they say kale blocks iodine, but if you're eating dulse, kelp, and things like that, then it's a completely different thing. So here we go. You would think maybe we could do it now, but nope, got to keep going. If you want the kale chips that we're talking about, that there's another secret that you have to know about after this, or you could kind of mess things up. So it's a double secret. This is the first secret, but there's one more secret after this. Okay, I've got to click the computer to see that next comment, because I'm going to still be here for another 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Jennifer says, lol, she's laughing. I don't know why it's never occurred to me to use the food processor rather than hand shred my kale. She must have saw the kale salad in the beginning. You take the S blade and you kind of just pulse it, and it breaks it down for the kale salad in the perfect consistency. I was actually the same way, Jennifer, until I was like in the UK, and there was this raw food chef who did that. I was like, oh, what the heck? And it's like so much faster. Like you save like a half hour or 15 minutes time. Okay, so here we go. Still not ready. I mean, you could be ready, but you're not going to get it to where we want it to be. It'd be like, it wouldn't be like Crystal's kale chips, where it's like a flaky, flimsy thing with not that much sauce on it, loaded with spices. But it'd be in between mine and hers. So here we go. Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're totally getting there. You can see like the sauce. This is the secret. You would think, why does this even do that? So for those of you that are just tuning in, at the beginning of this hangout, I ate a bunch of chocolate balls and Berkeley bars and things like that. And I'm like wired with energy. Tomorrow, I'm gonna lift weights because when I do chocolate, I'm a pretty sensitive guy. It doesn't wear off. I'll be flying tomorrow. All my exercise is gonna happen tomorrow. Matt, you are so healthy and raw, but you have so many wrinkles and look much older than you are. Why is that? That's funny. Well, number one, I'm a pretty strong guy, so that doesn't really impact me much. But you should be careful with, saying things like that to people because, people could get really screwed up from that type of thing. But anyways, I think I'm quite beautiful, actually. So what I have to say to that is like, you're wrong, dude. It's funny. Okay, so check this out. What we have is like it's like turned into this like amazing ball right here. Let's go a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. There we go. All right. It's completely different now, guys. Look at this. This is like you could like mold it. This could be actually, I mean, if you did a different sauce, I don't know if this would be a good sauce, but like sometimes you go to raw food restaurants and it's kind of like gourmet, and you could seriously just mold it into like a pyramid or something like that. And then you've got this like really cool salad, and then you could decorate it. You could put like onion crisps in it and things like that. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. So that's like what the massaging does. Oh yeah, it's like, let's go a little bit more. There we go, everybody. Sweet. We are flying here on chocolate, Rishi spore oil, and kale chips. And now there's people fighting saying, no, his hair looks good, he looks 29. You know what's really funny? Is like, let's say you're having some sort of hardship in some sort of way. But like when someone's like strong, it doesn't really like impact them. But everybody comes to them and says like, oh, are you okay? Oh, I know you're going through hard times and What is that? It's like playing on emotions. Okay, so let's come over here. Let's look at these comments. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get a dehydrator sheet. Right here. Sweet. You want to put it? I forgot if you're supposed to put it. Yeah, we're gonna put it in teflex. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so what you do is you put a teflex sheet down, and here's the next most important secret that you can possibly imagine. What you do is you take like a certain amount, and because we've like mushed it so much, it's like it molds. Like we were talking about, if you want to do gourmet, you can like make a pyramid out of something. This technique. But what you want to be doing here is, I call it the aerating step. aerating. Now, some people might just like push it down like this, and it literally just turns into a cracker and just sucks. So we want really good kale chips. So what you do is you kind of like aerate it. You kind of just go like this. You don't push down. It's the aerating step. And then it becomes like waffly, like it's aerated. And it's like really good. And you kind of just do this all throughout the entire thing, like this. Like that, like that, like that. Like that, like that, like that. Like that, like that, like that. Booyah. Look at that. So it's aerated now, and it's not like pushed down. And then you put it in the dehydrator, and it smells so good, this recipe. While it's dehydrating, it's like unreal. And people just love these kale chips. But you gotta make sure that this aerating process is like a done deal. And usually I do 2 big bowls when I'm doing it. Okay, so here's one. We're gonna put this in the dehydrator in a second. We're gonna grab one more. If I don't do it now, guys, I'm never gonna do it. And then it's just gonna be sitting here all night while I'm having fun in the steam room. But it's only gonna probably do 2 sheets because first off, I'm putting a lot on each sheet and it wasn't that much to begin with, really. Maybe it'll be 3. No, this should be it. But I wish I could show you the end result. This aerating process is incredible. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we aerate it a little bit more maybe. And then put a bang, put a boom. This is like 2 trays of a lot of kale chips. I probably could have used less sauce if you didn't want to waste all your money on cashews. But these kale chips are off the hook. So what I'm going to do now is come right back. I'm going to bring these to the dehydrator. This is the final result of the kale chips that we're talking about. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Dehydrator's right in this room over here. And 2. Success! 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 All right. There we go. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we just made the most amazing kale salad and kale chips that you can possibly imagine. And now, I think it's about time for me to go to the steam room. But anyways, let's just read these last few questions here. I call, 1 second, guys. Okay, ready for this one? All right, I'm finishing up here. Okay, so Penelope writes, that person is totally wrong about your looks. They're probably super young and are just doing what my teenage boys do, which is call anyone over the age of about 25 old. You are radiant gorgeousness in every way. I know, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, how long did you process it for? What exactly are you looking for in the kale while you are squashing it? And What about the school of thought on kale having to be cooked to release the enzymes? No, I don't believe that school of thought, because when you heat the enzymes, it kind of kills the enzymes. There's no processing. In here, we just blended it 2 minutes, and then I massaged it for 10 minutes. That was the key right there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take off, guys. We've got a slew of people in the Raw Food World Retreats steam room. What you want to do is, someone wants me to do nori nachos. Am I going to show the end product? The end product's not going to come until tomorrow morning. So what you do is, the final steps for the kale chips is, when that's like heated for about 6 hours, you take another dehydrator sheet with the teflex on it, throw it on top, and then you flip it all over real quick, and then you peel the other teflex sheet off, so then it's getting the parts that were kind of stuck on the bottom. Crystal will post the recipe because she's been watching the entire time, and she knows this, I'm sure of it. It'll probably dehydrate for 24 hours. Depending on how thick it is in the sauce, depends on how long it needs to go for. Sometimes it'd be long, sometimes. I usually like to keep dehydrated goods in the dehydrator on low temperature after it's done, just so it stays crisp and stuff like that. Ashley thought I was 25. No. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much the end here. And I guess that's it. I'm about to go have a big party in the steam room over here. This was a lot of fun. Now you guys have the super duper secrets to making kale chips. We just had 2 cancellations for our March raw food retreats. If you want to come, we have 2 rooms available. It can either be for a couple, 2 shared people, or a single. 2 rooms we have. Join our newsletter list if you want to be told about like things like these B12 patches that are new and improved and boost your energy like crazy. Go to therawfoodworld.com, put your email address in, and you'll be added to the newsletter list. So thank you for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. And we do this every Tuesday night on Facebook and over here. I guess that's it. B12 patches are at cost. Peely nuts are at cost. And thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Boing.